So in this video we will define already above said. So we have an atom, the central part we have a nucleus. Whatever the electrons, it will be revolving around the nucleus in a stationary orbit, and whatever the energy we have in a particular revolution, it will be a constant. It won't emit a radiation, so it will be a constant throughout the orbit. So now we will calculate what will be the energy levels for each shell. So according to our Bohr concept, they mention the names as K shell is equals to first, L shell represents the second orbit, M shell third, N shell fourth. Now whatever the electron we have in K shell, it was revolving around the nucleus with a constant energy. Similarly, whatever the electron we have in the second orbit, whatever the electron we have in third orbit or in fourth orbit, it will be revolves with a constant energy. So we want to calculate those constant energies for hydrogen. Okay, we will calculate for hydrogen. So energy levels of hydrogen atom whose atomic number Z is equals to 1, whose atomic number Z is equals to 1, and we have a formula E is equals to 13.6, that's a minus total endpoint energy 13.6 into 10 to the power of whose energy E is equals to minus 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volt. So this will be the energy. So now we will calculate for different shells. Like we have a shell name K is equals to 1. What will be the energy and how we can define? So what will be the formula for first shell? For first shell, this is the formula for nth representation, and we want to calculate for energy for first shell. First shell E1 is equals to minus 13.6 into the value of Z. The value of Z is a 1. 1 divided by 1, that's a 1 square divided by 1 square electron volt. So is equals to minus 13.6 electron volt. So this we called as a ground state. That's the first state. And second, for L is equals to 2. So L is equals to 2 means, so we want to calculate the energy level for second orbit. Second orbit is equals to minus again 13.6. Here N is equals to 1, and here N is equals to 2. Already we represented, no? Sorry. L is equals to 2. That's a value will be Z square. 1 square divided by 2 square, 4 electron volt. Okay. If you calculated this value, we get minus 3.4 electron volt. So this will be the first state. Similarly, for L is equals to M is equals to 3 for third orbit. So what will be the energy level for third orbit means minus 13.6 into 1 square divided by 3 square 9 electron volt. So if you calculated this value, we get the value as a minus 1.51 electron volt. We call this as a second state. Similarly, if you calculated n is equals to 4, e power of 4 is equals to minus 13.6 into 1 square divided by 4 square, 16 electron volt, is equals to minus 0.85 electron volt. So this will be the third state. And so on, we can calculate the number of terms. Suppose if n is equals to infinity. If n is equals to infinity means the value of infinity is equals to minus 13.6 into 1 divided by infinity square electron volt. Simply we can represent 0 electron volt. It will be a infinite state. So we can calculate any value. So based on this. But remember these values. So whenever we consider hydrogen atom whose atomic number Z is equals to 1, and next we have a energy formula for nth term minus 13.6 Z square by n square electron volt. So already now it's clear. Whenever we consider the K shell, so whatever the electron, it will be revolves with the energy of minus 13.6 electron volt. So whatever the energy we consider L shell, in that the electron will be revolves with the energy of minus 3.4 electron volt. So whatever the shell we consider for M, the energy level will be minus 1.51 electron volt. For N shell, the value will be minus 0.85 electron volt. So this much energy levels we have, and by heart this. If you consider infinite term, the value will be equals to 0, and this state we called as a free from electron, free from nucleus. So there is a no relation between electron and nucleus. And remember one thing, so whenever we consider the energy levels, so energy levels we have a minus 13, minus 3, minus 1, minus 0 and 0. This means the value goes on increasing. Because we have a negative values, the value goes on increasing. And the first state we called as a lower ground state, means we call this as a lower level. At 0 means we will consider this as a higher level at the last state. Okay, next, energy of electron. Energy of electron will be maximum. So where we get the maximum? So where we get the maximum means the maximum value is 0. So 0 electron volt. 0 electron volt is a maximum value where we will define for infinite state, and the state is called free from nucleus. The same energy of electron will be minimum. So where we have a minimum means we have a low value. The low value will be minus 13.6 electron volt. That's we called as a ground state. Now based on this concept, again we will get two new words called excited state and de-excited state. So excited state and de-excited state. So to define these words, so already for each and every orbit level, so we have a fixed energy. There we have a chance we can add some energy or we can lose some energy. So whenever we are adding some energy, then what happens? Whenever we are losing some energy, then what happens? These definitions are called excited state and de-excited state. This is clear? So we will write the definition. The electrons can accepts energy or loses energy. So we have a chance of either it can accepts energy or lose energy. Suppose if an electron accepts an energy, then it jumps to higher energy level, and this we call as excited state. So whenever we are giving some energy, then whatever the level we have, so it will jumps to the next level. Okay. Similarly, if an electron loses an energy, then it jumps to lower energy level is called de-excited state. And remember these two definitions. So already according to our boards, so we have a different shells like a K, L, M, N. Each shell have a different energy. The first shell we have that's for a ground state, which is nearer to the nucleus, whose energy will be the minus 13.6 electron volt. We call this as a ground state. And second one, we have a L shell, that's we called as a first state. There we have a energy of minus 3.4 electron volt. For the next level we have a minus 1.51 electron volt, and for the last we have a minus 0.85 electron volt. At the end, where we have a free from nucleus, then we have a 0. Already we stated the energy of electron is minimum. So where we get the minimum means at the first state, that's we call it the ground state, minus 13.6 electron volt. So whenever it reaches the end position, that's infinite, the value will become a 0 electron volt. And here we have a definitions. So there is a jumping concept. So whenever we are giving some energy, whenever we are losing some energy, whenever we are giving some energy, it will jumps to the higher level. That's we call it as an excited state. And whenever we are losing some energy, then it jumps to the lower level. That's we call it as a de-excited state. And we will discuss clearly with some examples. So already we defined for every level we have a particular energy. The first ground state we called as a lower level, whose value is 13.6 electron volt. For second we have a minus 3.4 electron volt. For third we have a minus 1.51 electron volt. And the third one, that's a for N shell. For N shell we have a minus 0.85 electron volt. Consider this as a higher level. So already we defined a definition of excited state. So excited state means whenever it was gaining some energy, whenever we are gaining some energy, it jumps to higher order. That's a higher level. This is a definition of excited state. Okay, suppose if you consider in ground state, from ground state to we want to go for a second state. For ground state to we want to go for second state. So for that, how much energy we want? So how much energy we want means we will make a difference. We will add some electron. That's a gaining. We are adding some electrons. That's a, if you add 10.2 electron volt energy. If you add 10.2 electron energy, then the hydrogen atom, the ground state level will comes to the first state. So we are gaining with the 10.2. It will be a constant. Similarly, for second state, from first state to, if you want to go for second state, for second state, for that how much energy we want means we need a 12.1 electron volt. So we are adding 12 points. Suppose consider this. So we have a minus 13.6 electron volt. If you add 10.2 electron volt, then what will be the difference? 3.4 with a minus sign. So it will reach to the first level. Similarly, we have a 13.6 electron volt. If you add 12.1 electron volt, then we get 5 and 3 minus 1. So we get 1 with minus sign. So it will reach to the second level. Similarly, from third state to, from ground state to, if you want to go for third level, then how much energy we want means, so we need an energy of 12.75. So we need an energy of 12.75 electron volt. So let's check. So we have a minus 13.6 electron volt. If you gain 12.75 electron volt, if you gain 12.75, then the value will be a 10. We get value. So it will be a 2, 12, so 15, 10. The value will be a 5, 7 means 8, value 0, 0.5 with negative sign. So these are the energy levels. Suppose from the ground state onwards. So we have a ground state whose value is minus 13.64. If you add, what is the definition of excited state? Gaining of some energy. If it's gained 10.2 electron volts of energy, then it will jump to the first state. Similarly, if minus 13, that's a ground state to second state, it has to gain 12.1 electron volt. From ground state to third state, we have to gain 12.75 electron volt. Simply, it's a difference between the two terms, the ground state to next state. So whatever the ratios we consider, there is a difference between these two terms, we get the value. Okay, and these levels will be a constant. Similarly, the same concept, if first state, the first value is minus 3.4 electron volt, second state, so we have a minus 1.51 electron volt, and third state, so we have minus 0.85 electron volt. So we are considering from second to, first we calculated from ground to third state. Now we will calculate for first to third state. Okay. So we have an energy level. Our first state is minus 3.4. Suppose if it is gain so what will be the energies for these terms? So how much energy if you gain, then it will be go for next state means if it is gain 1.89 electron volt, then it will be jumps to from first to second. Similarly 2.55 electron volt means it will be jumps to the third state from first to third. So we will calculate. So again we have a minus 3.4 electron volt. If it is gain plus 1.89 electron volt, the value is 0. So we get 2, 13, 10. The value will become a 1, 8. It will be a 5. 2 minus 1, 1. So 1.51 electron volt. So it will be goes to the second state. Similarly, if you consider a next one, the value of minus 1.51 electron volt, if it is gains 2.55 electron volt, then the value is, sorry, from first state to second, third state now, the value is from minus 3.402. If it is gains 2.55 electron volt, then the value will be 2, 13, 10. So value 5, 8.0 electron volt. So then it will goes for minus 0.85 electron volt. Similarly, for second state to third state, so we consider second state, the value is minus 1.51 electron volt, and third state we have a minus 0.85 electron volt. So whenever we are gaining some amount of energy, then it will goes to the third state, from second state to third state, and here the value is 0.66 electron volt. So 0.66 electron volt means, so we have a minus 1.51 electron volt. If it is gained with 0.66 electron volt, then the value is 0, 14 and 11. So value 5, 8.0. .85 electron volt. So these are the levels. This is clear. So whenever we consider each and every energies, each and every cells has a particular energy level, so we calculated for first hydrogen. So for first hydrogen, the K shell we have a called as a ground state, and here we have a 13.6 electron volt with minus sign, and for first state minus 3.4 electron volt, and for second state minus 1.51 electron volt, and for third state minus 0.85 electron volt. So these are the different levels. So first state, which is a K shell which is near to the nucleus, we call as a ground level, that's a lower level, and the last state, so we consider here third state, it's we called as a higher level. So there is a transformation from lower level to higher level, that's we called as an excited state, that's gaining of some energy. So whenever 13.6 minus 13.6 electron volt, if it gains 10.2 electron volt, then it will goes to the first level. Similarly, if minus 13.6 electron volt gains 12.1 electron, then it will be goes to the second state. The same minus 13.6 electron volt, if it is gains 12.75 electron volt, then it will be goes for minus 0.85 electron volt. Same way for first to second third, the first level we have a minus 3.4 electron volt. If it is gains 1.89 electron volt, then it will goes to minus 1.51 electron volt. Third step, minus 3 electron volt. If it is gains 2.55 electron volt, then it's a minus 0.85 electron volt. For second to third, so second energy level we have a minus 1.51 electron volt. If it is gains 0.66 electron volt, then it will be jumps to minus 0.85 electron volt. This we call as excited state. So excited state is nothing but from lower level to higher level. Whenever it gains some energy, it will jumps from lower level to higher level. It's called as a excited state, and these values will be a constant for hydrogen. These values are constants for hydrogen, and we have to by heart these values. The same concept if you consider for de-excited state. So I'm not explaining this, just I'm giving a clarity about the de-excited state. So de-excited state means it will be a reverse process for the excited state. So instead of gaining, if it is lose some energy, then it will jumps to, instead of higher level, it will be goes to the lower level. So it will be reverse direction. So reverse direction means, so we have started from the higher level. So minus 0.85 electron volt. If it is lose 12.75 electron volt, then it will be goes to the ground state with a minus 13.6 electron volt. Similarly, we have a second energy level, that's a minus 1.51 electron volt. If it is loses 12.1 electron volt, then it will be jumps to minus 13.6 electron volt. Similarly, we have a first state minus 3.4 electron volt. If it is lose 10.2 electron volt, then it will be jumps to minus 13.6 electron volt. In the same way, first, second, third, we are considered in reverse. Third, second and first. So third we have a minus 0.85 electron volt. If it is loses 2.55 electron volt, then it will be goes to the first state, first de-excited state. Okay, just we will mention the word. So here, whenever we are going from lower level to higher level, ground state, first excited state, second excited state, third excited state. So if you consider in reverse from higher order to lower order, then third excited state to first excited state. The same concept I'm not giving the concept of de-excited. The same concept if you represent it in reverse, and these values will be a constants for both excited and de-excited. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Now we will go for energy level diagram. So energy level diagram means, suppose we consider energy level diagram for excited state. So we represented the energy diagram for excited level. So ground state we have an energy level of minus 13.6 electron volt. The first state we have a minus 13.4 electron volt. Second state minus 1.51 electron volt. The third state minus 0.85 electron volt. And infinity we have a 0 electron volt, where it's a free from nucleus. The first cell, ground state means where it will be a first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell up to infinity. So whenever we are giving some energy, that's a, to move from ground state to first state, we have to give 10.2 electron volt as an energy. And to move from ground state to second state, ground state to second state, then we have to give 12.1 electron volt. So already we calculated these values. And from ground state to third state, states to third state, we have to give 12.75 electron volt. If you give a total energy of plus 13.6 electron volt, it will be goes to a 0. Okay, it's the first state. From first state to second state, from first state to second state, from first state to second state, we have to give 1.9 electron volt of energy. Then it will be jumps from first state to second state. From first state to third state, first state to third state, so we have to give 2.55 electron volt of energy. Then it will be jumps from first state to second state, third state. Similarly, to jump from second excited state to third excited state, so we have to give 0.66 electron volt. So this will be the energy level. Suppose, okay, so here we have a minus 5.1. Suppose if you want to go for a last level, then we have to add same amount of energy. Okay, and last, it's an important point. While revolving in a higher energy level, so from higher energy level, an electron may emit radiation. So generally, so we have an atom, the central point. So we have a level 1, level 2 and level 3. So we consider this as a higher order. So whenever electron revolving in a higher order, while revolving in a higher energy level, the electron was revolving in a higher energy level, may emit radiation. They may have a chance of radiation. So whenever it radiates energy, means it was losing some energy. Whenever it was losing some energy, automatically it has to reach the next level. If it lose more energy, then it will reaches to next level. Is it clear? And whenever we are moving from higher level to lower level, that state we called as a de-excited state. So it is clear. While revolving in a higher energy level, an electron may emit radiation energy, or sometimes we call this as a photon. So next we have a photoelectric effect. So use, instead of energy, we can call this as a photon. So radiation or energy of specific wavelength. So why we are using specific means from one order to second order, either for excited state or de-excited state, we have a fixed numbers. For example, if you consider excited state, to reach from ground level to next level, we have to go for 10.2 electron volt. So next level, for every term we have some fixed levels. That's a fixed wavelengths, and falls to de-excited state, that's a lower level. If the same concept, if you go for higher level, the same concept if you consider in instead of emit, if it is gained some energy, the same, while revolving from lower order, thus we will check in the next, the difference will be E is equals to, so what will be the energy level? From first level to second level, we have a difference. The energy of such photons, that's whatever the emitted radiated energy we have, the energy of such photons is always equal to the difference in energy level. So higher level to next level, we have some difference. Similarly, from higher level to lower level, we have some difference. From these already we calculated all these terms. That's E is equals to E N2 minus N1. That's a before level to next level, or next level to before level. The difference if you consider. And according to a concept, E is equals to hc by lambda, where h is a Planck's constant, c is the velocity of light, and wavelength we have a particular. Okay, if you substituted these values, then hc by lambda is equals to En2 minus En1. So we want to calculate the wavelength for a specific wavelength. So wavelength is equals to 1 by lambda is equals to 1 by hc into En2 minus En1. So we have to calculate the value of lambda. So lambda is equals to reciprocal term Planck's constant by velocity of light into En2 minus En1. Is that clear? And the photon's energy, so always be calculated in Armstrong wavelength. Armstrong meters. Wavelength will be a meter. So we get the value as lambda is equal to. So where h is a constant, c is a constant. If you calculated that, we will get 12400 Armstrong divided by change in kinetic energy. That's change in energy. So change we represented with delta. Energy, the units of energy will be electron volt. This will be the formula for excited state. Suppose if you consider the same for de-excited state. So see, de-excited state means the same while revolving in a higher order. Instead of higher order, we will consider lower order. The electrons emits. Instead of emits, it will lose. So instead of absorb radiation, that's energy of a specific wavelength, then it falls to, instead of excited state, we will de-excited state, we will consider excited state, and the remaining will be the same. The energy of such photons is always equal to the difference in same energy levels. The same formula we get for excited state and de-excited state. Wavelength lambda is equals to 12400 Armstrongs divided by change in energy in terms of electron volt. This will be the formula. So at the end, so already we calculated different concepts for Bohr's concept. So he explained how the atoms are stable. He explained each and every level has a particular energy. We explained excited state, de-excited state. For excited states and de-excited states, we have a constant energy levels. And finally, we calculated the wavelength for specific atom. A specific atom, but there we have some drawbacks for Bohr's. So Bohr's drawbacks in atomic model. So these are the Bohr's drawbacks in atomic model. So whenever we define, so generally we will consider different examples like hydrogen. So whatever the concept till now we explain, it's only stands true for H atom. That's a hydrogen atom or hydrogen like atom. So like hydrogen atom means, so hydrogen whose atomic number is 1, where we have a 1 electron. So whatever till now we explained, it will be a good for a single electron. Like, so we have a helium. So helium whose atomic number is 2, there we have a 2 electrons, but here we represented He plus. He plus means we lost a 1 electron, and this is also for 1 electron. Similarly for lithium we have a 2. So lithium we have a atomic number 3, there we lost a 2 electrons, again it will be represent for single electron. For beryllium, where we have a 4 we lost 3 electrons, so we get a single electron. So it stands true only for a single electron, like a hydrogen atoms. He did not explain the concept for multi electrons. So whenever we consider there is a loss, then only he explained the concept, and this will be a true. But whenever we consider direct helium or direct lithium or direct beryllium, he did not explain that. He cannot explain for multi electrons. And generally whenever we know atom is moving, so moving means we will consider either it will move in a wave format. So according to our dual nature concept, so we have a particle nature and wave nature, but he did not take an account of wave nature. He explained everything, but he did not touch the concept of wave nature. Next, he explained the position and momentum at a time for atom. Atom is the smallest particle, so if you want to define the position will be a varies. And if it is considered momentum, both will be simply both the terms we cannot explain at a time. According to a Heisenberg uncertainty principle, he stated that for small terms we cannot explain the position and momentum at a time, but both explain both position and momentum at a time. It's also one of its drawback. For small elements we cannot explain, but we will explain the concept for bigger values. We would have a more densities. And last, he cannot explain splitting of spectral lines. Splitting of spectral lines in electric field and magnetic field. So already we know that every signal is an electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves means we have both electric field and magnetic field. Already we studied electromagnetic waves. So both will be perpendicular to each other. So you cannot explain the concept of electric field lines and magnetic field lines. Electric field lines means that's we called as a Stark effect, and magnetic field lines means that's we called as a Zeeman effect. And these are the drawbacks. Again, it stands only for a single electron. He cannot explain for multiple electrons. He did not take the wave nature concept. He did explanation for both position and momentum at a time, but according to Heisenberg principle, we don't have a chance, because for smaller atom, atom is the smallest term, so we cannot explain both position and momentum at a time. And he cannot explain the splitting of spectral lines like in electric field, that's we called as a Stark effect, and magnetic field, that's we called as a Zeeman effect. And thank you. This is the end of a Bode's concept. And next class we will go for atomic spectrum, and we have some numericals based on these concepts. Thank you.